sometimes it feels like the internet wants to trigger you because of the stories that it gives you on your feed. But this
Gachagua is being impeached, but so is Whitney in Warren's household, because what the hell was that? Whitney and Warren, we've known them as a social media TikTok sensation. You remember when she was still in uni and she'd go over to his house and she had this infantilization thing kink they had going on, where she would talk to him like she's a baby, and then fast forward, she's pregnant, and you're like, girl, what do you mean you're pregnant? What do you mean? Me, I was rooting for them. It's okay to have those silly relationships when you're in high school or campus, but she was a first year, you know. So even like seeing her, me, I was just like, it's a phase. Don't worry about it, girl. You're gonna get through it. And then she was pregnant. I was like, girl, don't you need to return that to the sender? What the hell was that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the fact is, everybody looking in could see that this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
From the get-go. This girl was too young. This guy looked like he was in for a good time and just for the plot, and then the plot thickened with pregnancy. So now here they are trying to act like a completely normal couple, still doing social media content. Sema kimeumana. Sema sasa wameachana. Some things zimesambaratika in the household. And low-key, I get it, because after they got the baby, they moved in, they're now like a super real couple. Me, I was rooting for them. But when I see what's going on right now, them breaking up and them saying she did this, he said this, and all of this going on, I kind of get it, because I was also a young mother. I was a children when I had a child. So I kind of see how that could play into what's bugging the relationship right now. Trust me, if they were like in their 30s and they had a disagreement, the disagreements they're having right now in their 30s, trust me, it would have taken a simple conversation to solve all of this. But now there's ego involved. There's a lot of fear involved in their relationship, because you're not certain about the future now. Am I going back to school? What is happening? Is this my life now? On top of that, low-key, there's postpartum depression, and a lot of people don't want to acknowledge it or talk about it. But this girl is dealing with a lot. She is still a child, now raising a child, and still having to be a content creator for you guys, and still having to deal with all of that. And on top of that, her partner is not like at least just super mature, a man who's older and can kind of see that she's struggling or anything. They're both children thrust into a situation. So when I see this, even before like I start, getting tea or, start talking about it and judging them,
you're looking at
low-key,
it from
I
that
can
lens.
empathize
Yeah.
and see what exactly is going on. They're just super young, and the responsibilities that come with having a child, the things people don't tell you. And like you have that fantasy, oh, we're a family now, but you don't see how your intimacy is ruined because there's a child now. You don't see how Warren could be thinking about, okay, well, we need money now. And then on top of that, there's the pressure of social media. We can't be doing broke people things and we're posting content also. So there's so much pressure on them. There's so much going on. I couldn't get through all the voice note that Whitney
couldn't either.
sent to Warren, because I felt bad. I almost cried for her, because I knew exactly what was going on. As a young mother, as a super young mother, it just took me back. It was a time machine. I knew exactly where she was, what she was feeling, the exact emotions. And all I can say is, babes, it will come to pass. Trust me, all of this will come to pass. And even before you guys get on the internet and start saying, oh, Tuliwa won, oh, you guys, and start laughing at them, y'all go through the same things, just that nobody gets to see them. Nobody gets to dissect everything you're doing on social media. Nobody gets to post your voice notes. How many times have you sent a man a voice note? You're just walking around and there's somebody with evidence of you cracking out, doing the most. So I didn't even want to talk about it, because girl, it's a very sad place to be at. So if you guys can give her all the support that she needs right now, even Warren, he's also going through it. So you guys help them out before you laugh at them.
Yeah, I think the fact that she'd sent these voice notes to her friend and then Warren grabbed them from her phone is a likely indication that she was really going through it and she couldn't talk to him about it. That's already, you're doing mental gymnastics. For you to have this conversation with your friend and not your partner, it means you've gone through the mental gymnastics of it all, and you're just like freaking out, and you don't know how to bring it up or broach this conversation with your partner. But then him, on the other hand, realizing something is wrong, and instead of looking at it from like a perspective of, okay, I see how this can affect her. I see why you would be worried about our child, seeing me naked and clapping cheeks wherever I am. Like, I see how this can be a problem for our child when he's in school and the kids are talking about it. Like, I see how this could look. Instead of him doing that, he then goes ahead, and because he's also frustrated, he decides to talk to someone. But unfortunately, who does he talk to? He talks to us, the internet, about it. Had he done this, like, there's so many different ways he could have done this, but like, had he done the same thing she'd done and gone to talk to his boys, gone to talk to his friends, this would probably have been a very different scenario we're looking at, because obviously the friends at some point are like, okay, yeah, these guys are both going through the same thing, let's bring them together, let's have a chat. But because he chose to put this on the internet, yes, he was hurt as well, and yes, this is his way of finding resolve in this whole matter. And yes, it's because they are young. Like 100%, every single one of these things has happened simply because they are young and there's a lot going on in their life. But also you can still tell that there's a lot of love there, because Warren was like, look, I'm going to leave this house. I will leave her the house. I will leave her the YouTube channel. I'll leave her everything that she, everything we have, I will leave to her. And I just want peace. Like, that's, if you listen to him, yes, it's coming from with a lot of other layers of over there, like I'm a Kisi man and whatever. But if you really listen to his message, the man is just saying, I need peace. I just need I just need time to just be quiet in my own space, like I just need. And you can tell there's also insecurity there, because it's like, hey, kama mimi acha nitafute chokora kama mimi niachane na hawa rich kids. You can really hear him saying what he's saying,
are a lot of things
and there's so
on.
many issues that are going on. The man is stressed out. He's unable to do anything to solve his situation. He's insecure. There's the toxic masculinity coming out, like, I'm a Kisi man, a woman cannot do that to me. Unanisengenya aje na mabeshte yako. Like, there's a lot going on. There's so many layers that if you start to peel, you will really realize that this is just a man who's going through it, and he really just needs hand holding, just like somebody to hold his hand and tell him, look, this is. And when I say someone, I mean a reasonable person, not another mad person trying to incite the madness out of him. Like, he just needs a big brother, an uncle, a cousin, someone. Just hold his hand and tell him, look, what's going on? Let's talk about it. And just like talk through this, because at the end of the day, he's still the father of that child. They're still gonna have to have each other in their lives forever. Tick like thieves. They're still gonna have each other in their lives, so it's important for them to find a way to broach these conversations. But ultimately, they clearly have a lot of love for each other. They just don't know how to deal with the bigger issue here, which is, how are we raising our child? That's it. Like, the insecurities, the jump scares, the bills, all of it. Like, how are we going to raise our child? That's the issue here. Literally the only issue. And because they don't know how to voice it, they're young not children, they're young adults, then it just manifests in different ways. I feel so bad. Like, Turi, you were very right. It's difficult to talk about it because, like, I tried to listen to those voice notes. Aki, I listened to the first one half. I'm like, Apana, it's not for me. And at first I just assumed, like, my mind went like, these are too long. Am I going to listen to all this? But really, it's just, I don't want, this is too, it's too personal.
Yeah.
It's like, hearing, it felt like I was reading your diary. I didn't like any of that. Oh God.